Imagine being the richest person in the world. You could buy anything that you've ever dreamed of. A super yacht, a mansion that's as big as a mall. Hell, theoretically, you could even buy some small countries. What happens when you get so rich that you could maybe buy yourself a president? I mean, that sounds pretty wild, right? It kind of sounds like the plot of some Netflix show, like something that you would see in House of Cards or in Scandal. But this isn't just entertainment. The history of the United States is full of instances where the powerful elite were really pulling strings behind the scenes. For example, we could take it back to President Warren G. Harding. His presidency really was a symbol of corporate greed, and he only made it to the White House because of wealthy businessmen who wanted somebody that they could control. In some ways, it's directly parallel to what's going on today. And his presidency is a warning of what happens when a mutually beneficial opportunity comes into play between a presidential candidate and a wealthy elite. And just like always, we now see history repeating itself. But this time it's Elon Musk, the richest person on earth. And he's playing his own dangerous game with America's democracy. If you haven't been following along, Musk has been tightening his grip on the country. And he's using his wealth and his influence in ways that feel all too familiar to anybody who knows a little bit about American history. And I'm sure that you've heard the news. Elon Musk spent over $200 million to help Donald Trump get elected. That's an insane amount of money. And it shows just how much influence these billionaires can actually buy. Well, he got a whole lot. And what did Elon get in return? Well, everything. He got his guy in office, and his return has already paid him back to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars. Not to mention, he also got a seat at the table. He's now going to be positioned as the co-leader of the United States Department of Government Efficiency. So how the hell do we get here? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how Elon Musk outchessed everybody and put a plan into play that will multiply his wealth and grow his influence around the world. There's always a defining moment where somebody's political journey begins. For Donald Trump, I think the beginning of that journey was stamped when he began questioning Obama about his birth certificate. For Elon, that journey definitely began when he purchased Twitter. Although he's made many risky moves over the years, buying Twitter was definitely the boldest move yet. Because back in October of 2022, Elon Musk purchased Twitter for $44 billion and rebranded it as X. And he claimed that it would be a platform for free speech, a place where everyone's voice could be heard. But things didn't quite turn out that way. Instead, this transformation attracted a strong right-wing user base, amplifying conservative voices. And with Elon himself constantly posting about politics, it made the platform even more influential for right-wing leaning audiences. Shortly after the transition from Twitter to X, the reports came rolling in that the platform had become extremely biased. Some progressive accounts, along with left-leaning fundraisers, such as those supporting Kamala Harris, well, they suddenly found their reach limited. This free speech that Elon promised, well, it suddenly started looking very selective, with certain voices being amplified and others finding themselves silenced. Al Jazeera, a prominent media outlet, they reported that left-leaning content seemed to be suppressed while right-leaning content seemed to be boosted. And people definitely took notice. People who were running these liberal accounts, they suddenly started seeing right-wing content filling their feeds from profiles that they had never followed before in the past. It almost seemed as if X's algorithm was actually rigged to push a certain agenda. And I'm not here to push any kind of controversy, but look, the facts are the facts. And then Elon took it even a step further. He interviewed Donald Trump for over an hour and showcased it on the X platform. And the whole interview was really one-sided. There was no fact-checking, no pushback on anything that Trump said, and he allowed Trump to make all of these bold claims against Kamala Harris. And it would come out that many of those claims really weren't true at all. But Musk, not being an actual interviewer or journalist, he just let it all slide. He gave Donald Trump the reins to say whatever he wanted to say and do whatever he wanted to do. Ultimately, Twitter's transformation into X wasn't really about rebranding. It was about turning the platform into Elon's personal megaphone. It was about growing his influence and using that influence to push a certain agenda. And because of that, the X platform became a major driver in the success of Donald Trump's election. Instead of it just being a social media platform, X became this tool that Elon can use to shape opinions, to elevate certain voices, and to silence others. See, we all thought that buying Twitter was a money play, but actually it was a move to ensure that Elon's voice voice, and the voices of people who agree with him would always be the loudest in the room. But it doesn't stop there, because Elon went on to support Trump in many ways and to become his loudest supporter. For instance, he set up American PAC, pouring over $200 million into Trump's election. And he used that money to boost up the attendance and the turnout at any event where Trump was speaking, allowing Trump to free up his campaign funds for other initiatives. He showed up for Trump, not just as a financer, but also as a celebrity spokesperson. He was at the rallies, he was giving speeches, he was taking photos. And some of those photos, like the one of him jumping up in the air like a buffoon, well, those are still circulating on social media today. And the plan worked, because in battleground states, the voter turnout surged. And on election night, Trump made sure that he told everybody about the role that Elon played. He said, "We have a new star. A star is born, Elon." And just like that, Elon went from being just a tech mogul to being a political star, from running Tesla and SpaceX to having a hand in running the whole country. Now, even before the election, Elon's companies were already deeply integrated in international affairs. The Pentagon, for instance, used his Starlink satellites to provide internet to war-torn Ukraine. NASA contracted SpaceX to lead many of its space missions. And cities like Las Vegas were hiring the Boring Company for infrastructure projects. But after Trump's win, Elon is no longer just this entrepreneur with a bunch of government contracts. He'll now become a key political player with a foot inside the government. He'll now make certain decisions that affect us all, whether positively or negatively. And to be honest, that's scary as shit. Look, I drive a Tesla. Elon's decisions already impact my life way too much. Anyway, Elon's alliance with Trump obviously isn't just about the money. But don't let them fool you, because these alliances are always about money in some way. And therefore, it's no surprise that just days after Trump won the election, the stock price of Tesla soared, putting an additional $70 billion in Elon's pocket. And that move made him $100 billion richer than any other person on the planet. Don't get me wrong, what Elon did was fucking genius. But it's also very scary to know just how easy it is for somebody with a lot of money to buy a lot of influence. And with the ultra elite like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates getting richer and richer every single year, it's scary to have to wonder exactly whose future we're voting for. The future of the American citizens or the future of the power elite. It's insane that you can buy your way into having a seat at the table. Or you could just buy your own table and fill it with whoever you want. Elon Musk has shown us just how far money and ambition can take someone, but at what cost to our democracy? I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure to hit the like and subscribe down below. We make new videos every week teaching you how to launch a successful business, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, take care and keep doing the amazing shit.